So our topic is matter pure? See, generally we know that there are three states of matter: solids, liquids, and gases. But in chemistry, we have classified matter as mixtures and then pure substances. And we have seen that mixtures are of two types: homogeneous mixtures and then heterogeneous mixtures. And then we have seen what are solutions: homogeneous solutions, heterogeneous solutions, and then different types of solutions like unsaturated solution, saturated solution, and then dilute solutions, concentrated solutions. And then we have seen what are colloids, suspensions, and we have seen all this. Today, let us see what are pure substances. Okay, see, matter is classified as mixtures and pure substances. And then these pure substances are classified as compounds and then elements. Now let us see about compounds and elements in detail. Okay, so just let us see first what are mixtures actually. What is the difference between mixtures and pure substances? So generally mixtures are the components that can be separated by physical methods. For example, we have mixed sand uh, and any flour like wheat flour, and we can separate it by using a sieve. Jallad battesi, we can separate that sand and then flour. So that is a physical method, or otherwise just hand picking, just picking stones from rice. So that is also a physical method. So by physical methods, we can separate these mixtures. But pure substances or the substances that cannot be separated further by any methods of separation. Okay, those are the pure substances. అవి ప్యూర్ సబ్స్టెన్సెస్ కాబట్టి వాటిని మళ్ళీ సపరేట్ చేయలేము. And these pure substances are again classified as compounds and then elements. And then let us see what are compounds. Actually, compounds are the pure substances that can be separated into two or more components only by means of chemical reaction. See, here there is a difference: physical method. So the components which can be separated by physical method or mixtures. Here also we can separate, but not by physical methods. We can separate them by chemical reaction. Now let me give me an example for this, how we are separating the components of a compound. For example, let us take a concentrated copper sulfate solution in a beaker. So we know that copper sulfate solution will be in blue in color, and you just leave it for some time by adding a piece of aluminum foil. See, soon after the addition of aluminum foil, the copper which is present in the copper sulfate gets deposited on the aluminum foil. So a layer of copper will be deposited on the aluminum foil. So we are separating copper from copper sulfate. But we should not think, it doesn't mean that the copper sulfate is a mixture, because it is not separated by any physical method. A chemical reaction is occurring between the aluminum and then copper sulfate. So the copper has been separated or deposited on the aluminum foil. So copper and sulfate are separated by a chemical reaction. So that is the difference between a mixture and a compound. Okay, so what is a compound? A compound is a pure substance that can be separated into two or more components only by means of a chemical reaction, whereas mixtures can be separated by physical methods. So this is the simple example how we can separate the components of a compound by a chemical reaction. Okay, that is the example of deposition of copper from copper sulfate on aluminum foil. Now let us see what are elements. See, we have seen that pure substances are classified into compounds and then elements. We have seen what are compounds. Compounds example is copper sulfate, magnesium sulfate, calcium chloride. So it is a mixture of two or more components, but those two or more components cannot be separated by physical methods, and they can be separated only by chemical reactions. Okay, Now let me tell what are elements. See, element is the basic form of matter, that is the smallest form of matter which cannot be broken down further. So అన్నిటికన్నా చిన్నది ఏంటి అంటే that is the element. Okay, so elements cannot be further broken down into simpler forms by chemical reactions. So those are elements. And elements are again classified into metals, metalloids, and non-metals. Okay, and actually I think you know different types of elements. See, we have do you know about the periodic table? In periodic table we have 118 elements, and up to 20 elements is enough for you. So you have to learn first 20 elements. So let me show you the different elements. See, first of all, you just see matter. See, matter is nothing but solids, liquids, and then gases. So this matter is classified into pure substances and then mixtures. See, pure substances and then mixtures. And then again, these pure substances are classified into elements and then compounds. See, what are elements? Elements cannot be broken down into simpler substances. Example, copper, oxygen, iron, hydrogen, mercury, etc. Now let us see what are compounds. See, compounds have fixed composition and can be broken down into elements by chemical or electrochemical reactions. So they can be broken down. Example, water. What is the formula for water? H2O. So H2O, so water consists of hydrogen and then oxygen. And then methane. Methane means CH4. It contains carbon and then hydrogen. And then sugars. Sugars means C6H12O6. Sugars contain carbon, hydrogen, and then oxygen. And then salt. Salt means nothing but NaCl. So it contains chlorine and then sodium. So now you can easily differentiate between elements and then compounds. So we can simply tell that the combination of elements helps to form compounds. The compounds అంటే దాంట్లో ఖచ్చితంగా 1 or 2, 3 elements ఉంటాయి. Whereas elements అంటే they are single form. Now let us see what are mixtures. Mixtures are classified into homogeneous mixtures and then heterogeneous mixtures. Homogeneous mixtures means homo means same, that is uniform composition. So for example, sugar in water. So whenever you add sugar in water, it dissolves completely and it appears as just normal water. So it indicates that it is completely dissolved. So it is a homogeneous mixture. And then salt in water, the same. Salt water, sugar water, they comes under homogeneous mixtures. And then sulfur in carbon disulfide, it also comes under homogeneous mixture. And then water in alcohol, it is also a homogeneous mixture because we can't separate it easily. And then homogeneous mixtures. So heterogeneous mixtures, hetero means different. So heterogeneous mixtures are they contain non-uniform composition. Example, sand and salt. Sand and salt. So the mixture of sand and salt comes under heterogeneous mixture. And then sugar and salt. Sugar and salt also comes under heterogeneous mixture. And then water in oil. Water in oil. So there are two different substances and we can't separate them easily. So that is water in oil comes under heterogeneous mixtures. Now let us see the elements. The first 20 elements. See, the first one is you have to note down all this and you have to learn all these elements. See, the first element is hydrogen, H. H stands for hydrogen. That is a symbol for, H is the symbol for hydrogen element. And second one, it is on the right corner, He, helium. Helium, hydrogen, helium. And the third element is lithium. Fourth one is beryllium. Fifth one is boron. Sixth one is carbon. Seventh one nitrogen. Eighth element oxygen. Ninth element fluorine. 10th element neon. 11th element sodium. Though its name is sodium, its symbol is Na. Na is the Latin natrium. Na is nothing but natrium. It is the Latin name for sodium. And then 12th element is magnesium. 13th element is aluminium. 14th element is silicon. 15th element is phosphorus. 16th is sulfur. 17th is chlorine. 18th is argon. 19th is potassium. See, K, potassium, the symbol for potassium is K. K is nothing but kalium. Kalium is the Latin name for potassium. And then 20 is calcium. Okay, these are the first 20 elements. From these, sodium, magnesium, boron, chlorine are discovered by Sir Humphrey Davy. See, all these elements exist in nature, but these are discovered by many scientists with their efforts. So, Sir Humphrey Davy discovered sodium, magnesium, boron, chlorine, and many more elements. And actually, the term element was first used by a scientist called Robert Boyle. Robert Boyle used the term element for the first time. And the definition of this element was given by a scientist, Lavoisier. And what is the definition given by Lavoisier? That element is the basic form of matter that cannot be broken down into simpler forms by chemical reactions. So this definition was given by Lavoisier. So you have to remember Lavoisier, Robert Boyle, and then Sir Humphrey Davy. And we have seen the first 20 elements. Now, let us see these 20 elements in a sequence. See, first element is hydrogen. Second one is helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, and then calcium. Okay, these are the first 20 elements in the periodic table. So there are 118 elements, but first you just remember the first 20 elements. See, these elements forms a compound. See, we have seen a compound, copper sulfate. So what are the elements present in copper sulfate? Copper, and then sulfur, and then oxygen. What is the formula for copper sulfate? CuSO4. So CuSO4 is Cu for copper, S for sulfur, and O for oxygen. So it is a combination of different elements. And then let us see the example of water we have seen just now, H2O. So there are two hydrogens and then one oxygen. So H2O, the water contains oxygen and then hydrogen. And then let us see salt, the common salt which we use in our daily life. That is NaCl. NaCl means Na stands for sodium, and then chlorine stands for, Cl stands for chlorine. And then let us see sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. So Na is for sodium, C for carbon, O for oxygen. All these are compounds, and the compounds are formed from elements which we have seen just now. Okay, so the pure substances are classified into compounds and then elements. Compounds means these are also the pure substances which can be separated into two or more components only by means of a chemical reaction. ఒక కెమికల్ రియాక్షన్ జరిగితేనే దాంట్లో ఉండే ఎలిమెంట్స్ ని సపరేట్ చేయొచ్చు. ఏవైతే సపరేట్ చేయలేమో వాటిని ఏమంటాం, ఏవైతే ఫిజికల్ మెథడ్స్ ద్వారా సపరేట్ చేయగలమో వాటిని ఏమంటామంటే మిక్చర్స్ అంటాము. ఓకే, అండ్ వీ హ్యావ్ సీన్ వాట్ ఆర్ ఎలిమెంట్స్. ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఆర్ ద simple basic form of matter. Okay, so we have seen what matter is actually. Generally matter ante em antamu, what's going on, what's the matter. If any two people are talking or if a group of people are talking, if you enter the room suddenly you'll just ask them what's the matter, what's going on, but the matter there is not the same which we are talking about now. Okay, we are talking about different matter. The matter here is about solids, liquids and gases. So the pure substances and then the compounds, mixtures, or all this comes under solids, liquids and gases. Is it not? The H2O is nothing but liquid, and then copper sulfate, it is also a liquid, and we can see it in a powder form also. NaCl is a solid. So the matter is composed of solids, liquids and gases, and we are dealing about that matter. According to chemistry, matter is composed of solids, liquids and gases, and this matter is classified into mixtures and then pure substances. And mixtures are classified into homogeneous mixtures and then heterogeneous mixtures, and then pure substances are classified into compounds and then elements. And we know that elements are again classified into metals, non-metals and then metalloids. And we can see different types of metals, metalloids and then non-metals in the periodic table. And we have seen the first 20 elements: hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, argon, chlorine, potassium and then calcium. Okay, so we have seen all the 20 elements. So by next class you try to complete the lesson you're reading, so that you'll get complete idea about it. Okay, now tell me what are dilute solutions and then concentrated solutions. Dilute solutions means nothing but the concentration, or it will be the solute will be very less in quantity in dilute solutions, whereas in concentrated solution the solute will be more and the solvent will be less. So that is the difference between dilute solutions and then concentrated solutions. And then we have seen different types of solutions like saturated solutions and then unsaturated solutions, and we have seen the different components of a solution, that is solute and then solvent. Solute is nothing but that dissolves in a solvent, and it is the component or which is taken in lesser quantity, and solvent is taken in larger quantity and it dissolves the other component. See, in salt and salt water, salt is considered as solute and then water is considered as solvent. So that is a salt solution. And then saturated solutions. The saturated solutions means when no more solute can be dissolved in a solution, are called saturated solutions. Saturated solutions is nothing but satisfied solutions. So we cannot add solute anymore. Okay, And then unsaturated solutions. Unsaturated solutions means the amount of solute is less than that in the saturated solution. So there is a possibility of addition of solute in unsaturated solutions. Okay, that is about different types of solutions, that is saturated solution and then unsaturated solution. And we have seen what is solubility also. What is solubility? The amount of solute present in a saturated solution at certain temperature is called its solubility. Okay, solubility is nothing but the amount of solute present in a saturated solution at certain temperature is called its solubility. And we have seen what is concentration of a solution also. We have seen different types of mass percentage of solute, mass by volume percentage of solute, and then volume percentage of solute. And we have seen what are the factors affecting the rate of dissolving. See, that is concentration of a solution, and then temperature, and then mixing. All these are the factors affecting the rate of dissolving. And we have seen what are solutions, colloids, and then suspensions. What is the difference between solution, colloids, and suspension? The main difference is the particle size. If that is solute size. If the solute size is less than 1 nanometer, it comes under solution. If the solute or the particle size is greater than 100 nanometers, it comes under suspension. If the particle size lies between 1 nanometer to 100 nanometers, it comes under colloids or colloidal dispersions. And we have seen the separation of components of a mixture, that is by simple physical methods like hand picking, sieving, filtration. And we have seen different types of methods of separation like sublimation, evaporation, distillation, and then paper chromatography. We have seen all these separation methods. So all these physical methods are used to separate mixtures, whereas chemical reactions are used to separate pure substances.
My head.